Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. This is story time with Baloo Bear. In the honor of Halloween, I decided to throw on a little outfit and give you guys a story. So, the story today is The Fortune Teller and the Bear. Now, once upon a time, this took place about 80 or 90 years ago. Mid, 1920s, 30s. So in there, correct my math if I'm wrong. And there was a boy named Nicholas, and he was in fourth grade. If any of you are in fourth grade, maybe you'll be able to identify. And Nicholas lived in the country, just outside of town. And this was in the early days of cars, so a lot of people still had horses and carriages. Some of y'all don't know what that is, but you can ask your parents. Maybe they know. Who knows? Hard to know what we know these days, yeah? Well, Nicholas heard that the circus had come to town. The circus was kind of like a carnival in those days. A bunch of people came to town, shows, things. But one of the booths that really got into Nicholas's mind was he heard there was a fortune teller. You guys know what fortune tellers are? They claim to be able to see the future. And this was pretty cool for Nicholas. He's like, really? You know, like, what's going to happen in the future? Like, what am I going to do when I get older? What kind of job am I going to have, et cetera, et cetera. So he really wanted to go to the circus to see the fortune teller, right? Crystal ball, old woman, giving an homage to gypsies, if you know what those are. Well, he asked his dad. He's like, Dad, can I go to the circus? Dad's like, no, because, if you left now, by the time you come back, it'd be nighttime. It's dangerous going through the woods at night because he lives out of town. He'd be walking about, a mile and a half, 2 miles into town. Remember, only fourth grade. And Nicholas is begging, doesn't happen, right? Well, Nicholas's older friend, Tommy, comes over. And Tommy's in sixth grade, so that's middle school for those of you who know. And Tommy's like, oh, dude, let's go. And Tommy starts leaning into Nick's dad, right? And he's like, come on, Nick's dad. Like, Nick and I are good friends. Like, I'll take care of him. I'll make sure he comes back in time. And Nicholas's dad's like, all right, make sure you're back by, like, 7 or something, all right? So Nicholas and Tommy take off. Oh, they are excited. They're talking it up. And they head out through the forest, right? The path goes through the forest, all like Little Red Riding Hood style. And they hadn't gotten more than a half mile into the woods. It was right around like 3, 4 in the afternoon, but it was already fall, so the sun was starting to set. It's like not dark yet, but like in the forest, it's much, darker just because of the tree coverage. The foliage, as they say. They heard a noise. Not just like a little noise, but they heard like a big stick snap. Now, you like hear, for any of you who like play in nature, I know it's a bygone activity of our youth. When you hear little mice or squirrels or rabbits running around rustling the leaves and snapping on little twigs, you can, but when something big snaps on like a branch and crack, right? It's like, whew. So they hear this big crack and they look over. And not 100 yards through the undergrowth. It's still like bright enough they can see 100 yards. There's a big old black bear. Now, black bears aren't like the biggest kind of bears. For those of you who know your bears, it goes polar bears, brown bears, etc., etc. But no one want to mess with a black bear or any bear, if you know what I'm saying. And this bear saw them, right? Some of you think you're savage, not like a real animal is. Bears are savage. Bear sees these two boys and starts coming towards them. Not running, right? Just strolling. If you're running, it'd be game over. And Nicholas and Tommy are like, oh, snap. What are we supposed to do? They're like terrified, right? Like super terrified. And they run over to a tree. And Tommy's like, help me up in this tree. I'll pull you up, right? And so Nicholas puts his hands together, right? And saddles up Tommy's foot. Tommy climbs in the tree. Nicholas, and by this point the bear's closing, right? It's like covered half the distance, just coming straight for him. Like, I'm gonna check this out. What are the, easy food? And Nicholas is like, Tommy, pull me up. And Tommy's like, bro, there's no room. You gotta find your own tree. Well, Tommy just lied to Nick in the time of danger, right? And Nicholas is freaking out because the bear is closing fast. It's like, 20 yards away, closing, just ambulance straight for, man. Y'all think you're tough? You ain't never been standing alone in the woods when a big old bear is coming straight at you. There's nothing between you. No fence, no wall, no glass. It's just you and Mother Nature, right? Now Nick, luckily, he didn't panic, right? No hysterics. Because remember what his grandfather had said, right? For all wise people listen to the elderly, for experience speaks. His grandfather said, if you're ever being chased by a bear, play dead. Don't run, for they'll chase you down and rip you to pieces. And so Nicholas, not knowing what else to do, laid down and laid very still, pretending to be dead. Like some of y'all, when you don't want to go to bed and mom and dad close the door, and you get up again, and then when mom and dad come and check, you lie really still and try to pretend like you're asleep. But they all know because your breathing is off, right? Or the good ones do. But they let you get away with it because they want you to think that they don't know. But anyway, so Nicholas lies super still, and he can hear this big old black bear coming up, right? And meanwhile, Tommy's in the tree right above, maybe 10 feet up, just sure his friend is going to get eaten. Just oh my goodness. And this mama bear, well, we don't know if it's a mama bear, but a big old black bear comes up, starts nudging, Nicholas, pushing around. He just lays super, imagine if you were playing dead and a big old bear starts nuzzling around you with his nostrils, and, you got 800,000 pounds of pure flesh and claws just right next to you. If it stepped on him, would have crushed him, right? And he's having the moment of his life, just, trying to play dead. And Tommy's watching up above, what's gonna, I don't, you're just terrified, you're in shock, truly in shock. And it looks like to Tommy that the bear, gets down by Nicholas's ear and, almost as if it's, whispering something in his ear. And then it, nudges him with the nostril, could have been who knows what it was. And then wanders off, right? And a good minute passes, 2 minutes. Finally, Tommy scrambles down from the tree. He says, Nicholas, are you okay? Are you okay? I was sure that bear was going to eat you. What happened? Did it say something? It seemed like it spoke to you. And Nicholas climbed to his feet, all of 4th grade, right? But he'd aged and grown up more in that 2 minutes than in several years, he would go on to say in the future. And he looked at Tommy with a long face and said, oh, he did speak to me. That was actually the fortune teller. And Tommy's just what's up, man? Are you crazy? What are you talking about? And Nicholas said, you know what he said? He said, friends who desert you in times of danger are no friends at all. And with that, Nicholas turned his back on Tommy and walked home alone. And Tommy was given something to think about. Now that is the story of the bear and the fortune teller, or the fortune teller and the bear. I'd urge you to ponder what the meaning of the story is, and any good story, don't forget, has more than one meaning. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.